am running a little late. It's been a very interesting day. An interesting day. We'll just say it that way. It's been an interesting day. I am currently live on both YouTube and TikTok, just so you guys know. And it's 4/24. So it's a day after that Scorpio full moon in Taurus, which I don't know about y'all, but just saying, it's been a day. Yesterday was a day. Today's been a day. And what's even better is all day long yesterday, I thought it was Wednesday, and all day today, I thought it was Tuesday. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. But tonight, we're going to do a few 24 readings. 4/24, 24. 24 is an interesting number where 23 is a number of change, a catalyst. 24 is a number of strength and stability. It's helping you find inner balance, helping you find your strength. And for those of you guys that are having a rough go of it already in 24, yeah, it is what it is. My cards are having a rough go of it this evening. You know, we're just going to go ahead and knock them now. I already have a few people on my list for this evening. There are still some spots left, depending on how many wear me out. Let me say that, because that tends to do the happening. I am going to scoot you guys apart here. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to do this. I lied. You two have to play well together. I don't know what it is on YouTube. My camera always looks different. I always look weird. I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, Miss Kathy Mazel, you are first. We're just going to get right into it. So, yeah. All right. So these reads are all about where you need to focus your strength, where you need to look at how to build yourself up, etc. Well, I'm happy you're here. If you guys have not got an email for the full moon candles yet, you should have already gotten yours though, Crystal, but let me go back and resend it so Christine can get it sent. So yeah. So knocking the cards clears out all of the energy that was stored in them. So last night was what was last night? It was Tuesday. I haven't really read with them since Zodiacs on Monday, so they needed to be cleared just a little bit. So yeah. Well, I totally jacked up over here. It is what it is. The cat is down there hanging out playing. I don't like that YouTube doesn't have any kind of, there we go. All right, so I've hidden the chat on YouTube because I forgot to turn it off, because sometimes people can't be even normal. All right. Miss Kathy, you're in a place right now where you feel like something has ended. You feel like either an era with your life has ended, or there are a lot of things that have stopped. They're done. They're not. They're no longer in your life. They're no longer in your path. They're no longer anything at all. Like, it's just like they just disappeared. What's the matter? Do you need to talk to? Yeah? There you go. He agrees. He agrees. Yeah, see? He agrees. So here's the thing, Miss Kathy. We all go through phases like this. We all go through areas where we feel like part of our life is done. Part of our life is over. Part of our life is shifted, gone, done. I know that there's been other times in your life when this has been a thing. Where you need to focus right now is not on this. And I know that that's hard because when we realize that we've moved forward, when we realize that we've shifted, that we've changed, whatever, then we get a cat digging in our foot. Then he's killing me. I don't have socks on tonight, so he can't dig in my socks. So instead, he's digging in my actual foot. 100% don't recommend. 100% don't recommend. So we just put the feet up. Instead of focusing on this, on the things that are done, the things that you've lost, the things that are over, it's time to focus on things that have gotten left to the wayside. Like, you know, you've got this over here and this over here, and where you can merge some of them together. Because now you're entering a part of your life where you can start picking up these pieces of old things and putting them together to make something amazing, something new. You are funny, Miss Joy. You're funny. You're funny. I love that as I'm talking about that, Joy sends the little cat scratch. Like that's, can't make this shit up. But I'm giggling about it like I can't, I need to focus. There are so many different things, Kathy, that while these things were going on, you had to let them be at the wayside. You just, it's just part of being a parent. It's part of growing up. It's part of having to work. It's part of all the things. So now is the time when you can pick up some of the pieces of the things that you used to do, the things that have fallen to the wayside, and put them together to A, accomplish two birds, one stone, but B, bring it into something completely new. The other card is the transpersonal card, the Watcher's card. Whatever it is where you feel like you don't belong, whatever it is where you feel like things have shifted, whatever it is where you feel like the cat's getting your feet no matter what you do, whatever it is that I don't want to say you don't feel a part of anymore, because that's not the right feeling. It's almost like just being outside looking in. God damn it. Little shit. You're fixing to get it, you little shit. I don't want to pick him up because he knows damn well if I pick him up that he can come and do that at any time. He's happy right now playing with my shoe. He got my baby pinky toe and it fucking hurt. It fucking hurt. Maybe I need to go put socks on, but I don't want to. This is the time to pay attention to just everything around you. Especially, notice the colors there. Notice the big sun right in the middle. Especially with combining a whole bunch of things that you didn't get finished. Little tidbits of pieces. Pay attention to just all the things around you. I have a feeling that all of these things that are rolling around, all the people talking, all the bullshit, everything is going to end up helping you with this, helping you pull these two things together, because this is the exile and this is strategy. We're not worrying about the trauma and the failure on this card because that's already been back here. Everybody's got trauma. Everybody's had failures. This is the strategy card. So by watching everybody else around you, what they're doing, what they're saying, who they're being, and I don't know why I felt like I needed to say it that way, but I did. So hopefully you understand. But that right there will let you see all of these different aspects that you've just, it's so funny too, because I literally see it as two different things. Maybe it used to be a mountain and you had to cut a hole through the middle, but it used to be two different, or it used to be one big thing, and now it's split. So it's hard to get them back together. It'd be like, you know, they bore a road through a mountain. Now there's a split. You can't really just like put the mountain back together again. But you can find interesting ways to put a bridge between those. You see what I'm saying? I hope that made sense. My brain is not braining right today because we have nasty storms moving in. It's fun. But this is all about strategy, Kathy, on where you're going from here, if that makes sense. All right. Miss Kathryn Brown. Kathy and then Kathryn. So for those of you guys that have a wax reading that you're waiting on from me, we'll be doing that tomorrow live from the shop. And then tomorrow after Reiki, I haven't done rune readings in a long time. So guess what we're doing tomorrow? Guess what we're doing tomorrow? Just say what I'm saying. Oop, that was several. Thank you. Appreciate that. There. I buried my glasses. Y'all ever have those days where we're gonna do that? That is much better. Y'all ever have those days where you know the weather's moving in, so you know you're gonna be a little pissy, and you know that your head's gonna hurt, and you know you're gonna be hangry, and you do everything you can to combat it, and then you're like, yeah, I got this, I'm doing this, yeah, and then something else pops up. Like I've had a fucking ocular migraine all day, and I had to explain to my kid a little bit earlier because my kid was having the same kind of thing. But ocular migraines are stupid. If you guys have, they're just stupid. If you guys have never had one, ocular migraine is completely different than a regular migraine because they don't really hurt. It's just like light sinus pressure, and that's about it. But it's because the pressure in your eyes is horrendously high. But it causes your vision to be stupid. Ah, I'm about to kill him. I'm not going to lie. What is up with my feet and you? Come here. Now you guys are going to make me pick him up. Come here. Come here, Vlad. No, come here. I love you. Come here. Little snot. Little snot boy. Yeah, y'all got what you wanted. Y'all manifested me picking up the cat. He's got me a little leery of kisses because he likes to bite me in the nose when I'm sleeping. He has all the kitty toe beans. So many kitty toe beans. So he has 6 toes on each foot. Yeah. All the kitty toe beans. Big old crazy weird meat paws. He is just a baby. Yes, he is just a baby. Yeah. He's a sweet boy. When he wants to be. I actually think he's going to have a light gray dusting down his back because... Okay. I know. I love you too. You are the goodest little thing. Just don't get my feet no more. Yeah. Oh no, if you're up here, I get to kiss you. That's part of it. Yeah. Was that ear scratchy? Yeah. He is so damn cute. His paws look so funny when he's walking. Oh, he's seeing my earring. I'm fixing to get it, aren't I? Oh, you need a chin scratches, yeah. Yeah. Chin scratches. I get it. Everybody needs a chin scratches. So it's so funny when he is walking. His feet, he looks pigeon-toed and normal-toed and knock-kneed at the same time. All at the same time. Yeah. Yeah. Do you need to just stay up here? We're going to teach you to pull cards. Yeah. Yeah. You ready to get down? You still gonna fuck with me? I feel like you're gonna fuck with me. Yeah. No. Yeah. I know. I saw you got me. Thanks. You're dick. That was funny. I will say this. Oh, he went right back to getting my feet. Oh my God. I will say this. He is the most vocal kitten. He is the most vocal kitten. Did you like that though? I was like, yeah, I see you got me. Yeah. He knew. He is a mess and a half. What's even funnier is he has taken Zeus's spot in bed, and Zeus doesn't know what to think about it. And so I'm trying to move the cat over so Zeus can have his spot. And it's just... Zeus has laid on him twice. It's a good thing Zeus only weighs like 3 pounds. But, yeah. He's a good little conversationist. Anyway, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to do... We'll have to figure it out. We're gonna teach him. We're gonna teach him, especially with those weird murder mittens that he's got. They're weird. They're humongous. They're humongous because it's got like his normal paw, and then he has a whole other thing right there. Miss Kathryn Brown, I'm sorry that we got interrupted by kitties. We got interrupted by kitties. Bear is in there with Kay. Like, I won't see Bear for the rest of the night. Yeah, I won't see Bear for the rest of the night. But here's Zeus clicking along. Zeus will be over here in a minute. All right, Miss Kathryn. So right now you're in a spot where you are, I'm not going to say overthinking everything, but you're really, really taking a hardcore look at what is going to go on, where you're going, why this happened, what changes this. Like, you're really looking at every single fucking thing that you possibly can. And I think it is right at the tipping point of overthinking things, because this eclipse made everybody go through and look at everything. Plus, we have all that shit with Pluto going back and forth from Aquarius to Capricorn. And it's just crazy. It's just craziness. So you're right at the tipping point of overthinking things. So what you need to do is take a literal just stop and pause. This is the complete. This is the time. Where did complete come from? This is time. Let me just back the fuck up. This is the time. This is the time for you to sit still. Somebody's talking about me when I was itching. For you to really take a hardcore look inside, not at why things have been happening, not at all the things you've been over stressing about. Meditation and stillness, this deep quiet card, is all about just being in the moment, just being still, just being quiet. It doesn't mean going in and closing your eyes. It doesn't mean going in and overthinking everything you were always thinking about. My words are stupid this evening. I just want y'all to know. Meditation is hard. It is hard. Especially because those of us here in the West, we don't grow up with that. Unless you just happen to have those kind of parents. We don't grow up with that. We don't grow up with learning how to actually concentrate. We grow up being told to concentrate. But we grow up without any examples of how to actually concentrate. We grow up being told meditation is good for us, but no one teaches us meditation when we're younger. So when we're older, we have to learn how to do it and really push ourselves to do it. The problem is that if we're not shown properly how to meditate, we don't have a guide, it's really, really tough. And even when we know how to meditate, it's still tough. It takes a long time to master. It's not something you just sit down one day and you meditate for 7 hours. That's not how that works. I'm going to call shenanigans on anybody that says their very first time they had this perfect meditation for 5 hours. I mean, I'm actually flat going to call you a liar. You weren't really meditating. But Miss Kathryn, this right here is time for you to focus on you, to look at meditation, to look at being still, to look at, in fact, learning meditation would be a great thing for you to do right now. Because it is going to be all about looking at this. This is the disowned self. So part of the reason that you're overthinking, or right at the point of overthinking all of the things that have been happening up till now, is because there's a lot of parts of you that have gotten splintered along the way. There's a lot of parts of you that you have let get pushed to the side and then disowned those parts. The thing is this, it's still a part of you. It's still a part of you. It will always be a part of you, even if it's a disowned part. Just like, when you have the black sheep of the family and they get disowned, whether the family still talks about them or not, they're still part of the family. They're still part of the family. So, Miss Kathryn, it's time for you to really look back at all of these parts of you that you've disowned, if that makes sense. Because you're headed here. This is the Maestro card, and this is all about understanding. This is all about finally seeing who Kathryn is as a whole. Finally seeing, I don't think that it's your path. I don't think you need to see your path, because I think you already know your path. I think you already know some of the milestones on it. You already see where you're going. You see the trajectory. But you need to understand Kathryn. Does that make sense? By understanding Kathryn, you'll get these disowned pieces back into the whole. Having the it's almost like working forward to work backwards, because once you have these disowned pieces back into the whole, it's much easier to sit and meditate, and it's much easier to not overthink things, if that makes sense. I would absolutely advise you to look. There's some great videos on YouTube about meditation, about how to meditate, about beginner meditations, etc. That's exactly what I would recommend. It's exactly what I would recommend. Give yourself some time each day for at least the next week. And send me some strength to deal with crazy child down there. Crazy furry kid down there. Get a cat, I said. I want a cat, I said. Get a black cat, I said, with extra paws, whose name is Vlad the Impaler. Oh, my Lord. Miss Alice Sweeney, you are next. Yeah? Is she next? Vlad? Well, I don't know. I don't know where Zeus is. Yeah, he absolutely has all the extra claws. He has all the extra claws. And it's so cute. what's even better is last night I was taking a shower, and when I got out of the shower, I went to find, you know, where he was, so, you know, I could go to bed and everything, because this is a big place up here, and there's lots of boxes still, so I just want to make sure, you know, he doesn't get stuck in a box or whatever. And I walked down the hall, and Sass is sitting on her bed in there, and he's sitting straight up and has his paws out like this, and she's literally sitting there massaging his little tiny kitty paws. And he's sitting up just like he's getting his little nails done. He's just sitting there like this, and she's massaging his little kitty paws. I was like, oh, Lord, this is going to be a spoiled cat. Miss Alice. Yeah, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. What am I smelling? Sass, are you on here? It's like the weirdest thing. I keep catching a whiff of... Just come stand over here. It's like... It's like cigarettes, but not. Like a pipe, but not. Do you smell it? Am I crazy? I'm crazy.
You smell it right now?
Yeah. Not now. It's like a whiff, like it keeps wafting back and forth. We gotta get these fucking cameras fixed. But when I get off this live, we gotta get the cameras pointed right. See, I don't smell it now. Okay. That's yeah, that's murder mittens down here. No, it was weird. It was almost like the only thing I can liken it to, the only thing I can liken it to is like when my dad was outside on the back porch smoking a pipe, and it would drift in the wind a little bit to where we were playing, just here and there.
I was thinking you had a cigarette in here, but
I don't.
Mine clearly overpowered that little damn thing.
Oh. Yeah, no, I wouldn't smell it over there anyway, though. That's weird. All right. All right.
Oh, wait.
See, I don't smell it now. Do you smell it?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
It smells like old tobacco too, like old, not like a Swisher Sweet kind of tobacco.
No, it doesn't. No, it smells. It's not.
Because I was thinking it was, but it's not. That's like pipe tobacco.
None of my dad's pipes are up here. They're all downstairs.
I mean, I have the 4 in there, but that's all the way to hell in there. No, I don't smell it.
It was just like hitting me back and forth, like literally walking across my nose, and I'm like...
Yeah, now I don't smell it at all. Alright, we'll talk to you, Tell me keep that shit to yourself.
Yeah, okay, well, I feel a little better that you smelled it too. But as soon as I get off here, we got to point that one camera right. Yeah. I don't know if Vern smoked, so I can't really say. That's up to Sass. That's up to Sass.
What?
They want to see your hair, but that's up to Sass. No, I don't. The only way I can describe it. The only way I could describe it was like my dad used to get just regular pipe tobacco when we'd go to all these different arts and crafts festivals. My dad's still here, so it's not my dad. But we'd go to all these festivals, and he would get like this hand mixed tobacco, right? But he would get a regular, just plain tobacco, and then he would usually get like a dark cherry or something like that. But this smell was just that old pipe tobacco, just that old pipe tobacco.
Okay.
What?
While you're in the middle of that,
Mm-hmm.
how do I keep doing that? And do I do it for everybody or do I do it for just me?
What the fuck is going on?
Okay, so y'all don't see that.
No.
I can't figure out how I keep doing it. Like putting the chat up at the top.
I didn't know that was a
you-
thing.
But apparently I've been doing it repeatedly, like almost on every live. I didn't know if I was doing it for everybody or not.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Sass has got her TikTok chat at the top. It's up here. It's all up here at the top.
I can't even see it because it's in all of the, like it's, I can't even see it because it's behind all of your.
I don't know, man.
It's crazy.
You broke TikTok.
I broke TikTok. It was broke.
Oh, Nicole said that's happened to her.
Yeah, but I can't figure out how.
Is it new? I didn't know it could do that either. Everybody on
Well,
YouTube is like,
last-
I don't know what the fuck you're
like,
talking about.
It was like the last couple of days, I keep doing it and I can't figure out how to undo. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
apparently I got to leave you and come back.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
Okay, never mind. I'm done.
All right.
Enjoy.
Miss Alice. So, oh, you are complete, full on. Okay. So you start off with the Red Shepherd, which is evaluation and just reward. Now, we're going to talk about this evaluation aspect because there's also a 3 in here and a 3 in here. This is the Overwhelm and Plenty card. We're going to talk about these first. And I'm going to say that you need to simplify. You need to really look at where in your life you can simplify, because being overwhelmed while you're looking at evaluating things, if you get overwhelmed just looking at an evaluation of what's going on, there's the pipe again. You don't get anything done because you're so overwhelmed that you can't even really start to get into, you can't even really start. You can't start to dig into why you're overwhelmed. You're in like this vicious cycle, this back and forth, vicious cycle. You want to evaluate everything. You want to simplify. You want to look at things and you want to figure out why the fuck you're overwhelmed. The next thing you know, you're overwhelmed because you're trying to figure out why you're overwhelmed. Here's what I'm going to recommend. Don't try to look at every aspect of your life at one time. You need to start. It'd be like if you had a 5-bedroom house and every room was craziness. You can't try to clean the entire house at once. Start in the smallest room. Start in the bathroom. Start in a closet. Start somewhere small where you can go through and I knew I was gonna yawn. Where you can go through and figure out what's going on in that little room. Whether it's maybe cleaning your office at work, figuring out what's going on with this certain project, figuring out or simplifying all the places you're volunteering to help your kids. Because trust me, I know I had kids in baseball, homeroom mom, like all this shit. I was volunteering everywhere to the point that I couldn't even find my own self. So Miss Alice, start looking in some small little places like that. Don't try to tackle all the big shit yet. Just saying. Once you start tackling the little things and you start knocking them off your list like that, that's when you're going to find this. This is the confidence in your magic. Seeing this card pop up right here tells me that you've been so overwhelmed for so long that your gifts feel like they're muted. That your gifts feel like they either are lessening You're not able to connect to them, whatever it is. See, Vlad agrees. See? What's the matter? Do you agree? I'm gonna try to climb my chair. When we get so overwhelmed that we can't focus on even our job, our day-to-day life, etc., it's hard for us to focus on our spiritual self as well. Because when we start to focus on our spiritual stuff, on our gifts, on our cards, on our meditation, whatever it is, we can't, because our brain immediately goes to one of the 50 million things that we have to do in a minute or tomorrow or whatever. And we get overwhelmed all over again. Start small. Start with one little area of your life and simplify that. Start with another area, simplify that. Little bitty chunks, okay? Because you're headed towards this. Just like Kathy, you pulled the strategy card. Yours is a little different because this means that you have a strategy in where you're going. What? Do you want up here? You do? I'm trying to read for Miss Alice. Do you want to come help me? Come here. Come here. Come here. Do you want to come help me? Since you're being so vocal? You have a strategy that you're trying to accomplish. A strategy that you're trying to... I don't even know where he went. He was underneath me. There we are. Come here, Vlad. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. You need to get your strategy in place. And he just wants to fuck with my feet. That's what he was wanting. He doesn't want to help. He just wants to be an ankle biter. I love him. I love him. I'm already easily distracted and frustrated this evening. So that's all I need is tiny kitty toe beans. Yeah. Yeah. Miss Alice, I'm so sorry that he is trying to help and not helping. But getting your strategy in order, the way that you're going to do that, I know everybody's like, oh, well, yeah, if you simplify things, yeah, that's not always the case. You can simplify things and then not have your confidence in your own magic. If you don't have your own confidence back, then there's no way that you're going to get that strategy in place. Because if you don't have your confidence, you can be as organized as hell. You have to have this. You have to have this. By simplifying little areas and strengthening those, it'll give you time to get back to all of the aspects of you. Just saying. Would you like up here now? Yeah. Come here. We'll try kitty cards one more time. Come on. You are so welcome, Miss Kathy. Yeah? Here. You want to pick one? Do you want to pick one? I'll let you. You gonna pick a card? See if I can do this without this falling over. Here. Which one? That one? This one? Orlando, you're getting a full-on kitty read. Just letting you know. Another one? Which one? This one? Can I have one? I don't need 5. We're gonna pull that one. That one? Listen at you purr like crazy. All right. You gonna help me with these? Which one? This one? Okay. Here, pick me another one. Pick me another one. Okay. We're gonna learn you yet, boy. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, TikTok. I don't mean to be jumping y'all around over there. Thank you. That was a big helper. You want to play some more cards? Yeah. 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 I know. We'll play cards later. I have some really shiny ones. You're going to love them. Yeah. Maybe next week we need to start with Vlad kitty card pulls of the day. Yeah, we're going to put him to work. I have too many Capricorn placements. Yeah, I have too many Capricorn placements. My little Pisces kitty. I saw somebody the other day, there was a video, and they were like, there's nothing better than senior kitty purring. And I'm not going to lie, hearing an older cat purr is great. Hearing a younger cat purr when they're just figuring it out, oh my God. Do you just need chin scratchies? Well, let's read for Orlando, okay? Ooh, I knew that was going to happen. That scared the shit out of me. My nose was itchy. I'm petting you. Yeah. Yeah. You want to learn to read cards? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're goopy. I've been wiping them with just warm water. He had a reaction to some wipes that they were using on all of the kittens. So they actually look a lot better than they did. Would you like the cat?
You're getting kitty grounded.
I'm getting kitty grounded. He just needs chin scratchies.
I got it. Oh,
I just got grounded. My nose is itching. Yeah. He aw, thank you, Sylvie. Yeah, I just got my cat taken away from me. I really feel like I'm 13. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, that was funny. You watch. I'm gonna have him pulling cards. You watch. You watch it. You watch it. Cats do ward off negative energy. Depending on what color the cat is. Also, the Egyptians believed that every single color of cat was something unique, something different. Like white was purification of a place, black was protection. I can't remember what orange was. But every single color was for something different. Cats also walk between here and there. They're not in the world or of the world. So yeah. All right, Orlando, let's read your kitty cards since you are the only one that got the kitty reading because I got grounded. Mom came and took the cat away. All right. If your kitty is black and white, it would have both of those. Does that make sense? Like, I'll have to find it. I'll have to find it and do a video about it. I have it bookmarked on my computer here somewhere. But yeah. All right. Orlando. You start off with wrath and instability and suspicion, which tells me that right now it is you're in a place where it's weird. I'm going to say it this way, but it's a different, okay. You're in a place where you don't really feel completely 100% secure, but at the same time you are. So I have a feeling a lot of this is job related because it doesn't feel like it is in your personal life, and you'll see why. Okay? Because you can have a job that's stable. You've been there a long time. You know your job. You know everything that's going on. You get great reviews. You get all the raises. But still, that whole thing is turmoil and unstable and could topple at any minute. If that makes sense. That's how I feel. So you feel that instability. So it's irritating the shit out of you. And then you're suspicious of literally everyone for any fucking reason. And that starts to bleed over into other aspects of your life. So what you need to be doing right now is acting very intentionally with every single thing you do. Acting intentionally with every move you make at work, every move you make at home, every move you make in your personal life. You need to make sure that you are acting extremely, extremely intentionally. Don't make any decisions. Don't do anything. Don't make any movements without thinking it through completely 100%. Because this is an initiation process. And I want you to notice that needle, that looks a lot like that needle sideways. I didn't even really eat anything, so that's what I don't understand. Probably the fact that I have a headache and I didn't take any Tylenol, but it is what it is. When you act really, really intentionally, it starts to show you where you're not supposed to be. Does that make sense? When we act really, really intentionally with everything that is going on around us, it starts to show us paths that we were going down that suddenly we look at them and we go, oh my God, what the fuck was I doing over there? This is like acting very intentionally and seeing the things that are not for you is like having that hindsight before you ever do the thing. So you're not waking up with the crazy one night stand from the bar because you've already played it out in your mind and seen how everything is going to go before you ever stepped foot in the bar. Does that make sense? So by looking at every single thing that's going on, it's so much easier to look and go, okay, I know you want this project done right now, and I've got to do X, Y, Z. Not making a decision on saying yes or no to your boss right now. Giving yourself time to think everything through and watching how everything else plays out around you. Because this is an interesting card to end with. This is the Keeper of Whispers, and this is forbidden knowledge. It's forbidden knowledge. It's also curiosity. What makes this really interesting and why I was kind of giggling a little bit is that when you really pay attention to things and when you see the paths that you were headed down and realize, oh my God, I didn't need to be anywhere like that. You start to gain this weird forbidden knowledge of, if I had continued down that path, this and this and this would happen. If I had continued down that path, this and this and this would happen. Like you start to see every single thing that was about to happen. And this is a very interesting place to be because I have a feeling that the place that you're at is not where you're meant to be forever as far as job goes. Being able to see all of the things, being able to see all of the intentionality, being able to see all of the aspects of where you should go and where you shouldn't go, it's going to show you exactly why you should be looking in higher places. I'll just put it that way. Why you should be looking in higher places for job movement. Does that make sense, Orlando? Vlad Kitty pulls some deep cards. Aww. Oh yes, your card was a little black kitty. Yeah, the kitties had all got, you know, the little snotty eyes, and the lady that has the kitties, I guess they have medicated wipes for them, and he had a reaction to them. So I've just been using warm water, and I have these microfiber. I just bought a cheap set of microfiber washcloths, the really, really soft ones. And so I've been holding him and just, you know, wiping them. I've been wiping them like 4 times a day, and sometimes more. And he doesn't fight me as much now, because I think he realizes that it's just water, like it's not gonna hurt. So his eyes look a lot better, they really do. But I would welcome anything at all. And I'm glad to see that, Orlando. I'm glad to see that that ties in with something else and it makes sense. So yeah, my animals are spoiled as shit. The only thing that I have been worried about is with Zeus. He started to get this weird little like hematoma on his side years ago. And I took him to the vet. At first they told me not to worry about it, and it started getting bigger. So I took him back to the vet, and I've had him at 2 different vets, and they can't promise me that he'll wake up under anesthesia. And I don't know. Like it's got me worried. It's got me worried. So yeah. So you are so welcome, Lando. You are so welcome. But yeah, it's still pretty good size. It's still pretty good size. Miss Sarah B, you're next. Hey, Miss Rebecca. Nope, I do not send out messages at all. I barely have time to talk to my own self. Yeah.
Oh my God, love your cat and give it a treat.
Why?
That's the cutest fucking shit I've ever seen in all my life.
What?
I set my phone down and to get something and turned around and he was on the bed like pawing at the phone. Oh, you talk like it was the sweetest, stupidest shit I've ever seen.
Because he's an ornery little shit, just like me.
No, it was like,
Yeah.
That's my mom. Like,
You my
why is she
boy.
in a box?
Are you my boy?
With
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Pawing at the phone.
Yeah.
Watching TikTok.
Do you need to lay down
Like
with
the
me?
rest of us.
Yeah. Do you need to lay down with me? You want to lay in my lap? He is flat going to sleep on me. Is there any way I can turn the air on?
Yeah.
I'm dying. Here. Oh yeah, his little meows are probably the greatest thing ever.
So, because I heard him meow and I was like, hold on. And he's...
How about that?
Too cute.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is not time to pick up cards, sir. I set him down in the little thing and he decided he was going to jump on the cards. We will absolutely do some cards later. Okay? My little tiny man. Yeah. Yeah. He's a mess. He's a mess. He's an adorable mess. Aren't you? Yeah. Here. I made you a little nest.
Is it? Okay.
I know. I'm gonna set you down right here. Yeah.
Like that. I got
Yeah. You can just stay right here. Yeah. But I gotta do my things.
you. Really, you got him. I just had to tell you about how cute he was. You got him. You want me to take him?
I might let you take him. If he wants to just lay here, he'll be fine. But he wants to, he's being very needy.
It was so cute to watch him falling at the phone. Meow, meow. I was like, oh my god, that is sick.
He's my boy.
Okay, go back to work.
Yeah.
I mean,
Aww.
you'll live. Come on.
He said no. He legit said no. Oh my gosh. What's really funny is whenever the kittens were born, Kay was like, oh my god, the cat came and had kittens in Lucian's bed. He woke up with kittens all over him. And that's about all I heard, right? I didn't hear anything else about it. Well, then Kay shows me pictures of that one and a little orange striped cat, right? And I was like, ooh, I want the black kitty. And then I got told that he had the extra toes. And I was like, oh, that black kitty's mine. And then Kay was like, well, I think he's spoken for. And I was like, no, it's like, it's my black kitty, like my kitty. Have you guys ever, some of you guys are going to understand completely what I say. You've seen a picture of an animal and you've been like, that is mine. That is my cat. Like, you just know it. You're like, that's my cat, right? My dog. I did that with Bear too. And Doc. Zeus, I didn't get to see a picture of, but when she told me she had a solid white Chihuahua, I was in the car in like 10 minutes and I drove for almost 2 hours one way to get Zeus. But when I saw a picture of Bear, I knew immediately he was mine. And when I saw a picture of Doc, I knew immediately that was my dog. Or, well, he's Brody's dog. But with that cat, I saw that picture. I was like, this is my cat. This is my cat. And so when they told me he was spoken for, I was like, nope. It's my cat. It's my cat. And so then about a week later, they said, oh, my God, you look so cute with the rollers in your hair. They were like, well, he's yours if you want him. I was like, yeah. Yep, my cat. Hey, I had Vlad in here pulling cars.
I need rotisserie chicken.
Okay.
Never cut up a rotisserie chicken.
It's not hard.
What do you want me to do with this rotisserie chicken?
You want Sass to come help you? You can do it. Just get you a plate. Go sit right there. All right, Miss Sarah, you got to get this show on the road. Or we're going to sit here and talk about cats. And dogs. And animals. Bear's in here following Kay around. Like, yeah. Kay, that is his kid. That is 100% his kid. So, yeah. Now you want rotisserie chicken? On the way home, I put it in the back seat with my purse, and it tipped over, and the juice got all over the back seat of my car. Thankfully, I have like leather and it's sealed, but there's a spot where the seatbelt thing goes down, and it got down in there, and I had to quickly shove. I like freaked out, like had to, yeah.
This is the other half of the dinner.
Everybody says hi, Kay. Are you? Those are my nuggets.
Oh.
Those are my nuggets. Everybody wants to know if you know what's on your ACT yet. No. You have a whole bunch of invested witches.
I got a 100.
Dude, if you got a 100, the men in the black suits would be here trying to take you away.
I got a 100.
Ashley says, hey.
Hey.
Ashley.
Hey.
So when Ashley came to visit, Ashley's from Chicago, and Kay was like, say bag. How are you, Ashley?
Do I take the whole
Good
chicken?
night.
Do I take the whole chicken?
That's a big chicken. You don't need to.
Do I take it out of the bag or do I cut it in the bag?
You can take it out of the bag. Did you get a
How
plate?
do I get this whole chicken out of the bag?
You cut the bag open. And you pull the chicken leg off. I know, right? And then you stab the knife in it and you cut it.
I just took a shower.
Well, you're not supposed to like put your whole face in it. Pull the chicken out of the plate. Yes, pull the chicken out of the plate. Or just you cut it in the bag then. You were. Oh.
Oh, it looks like a body. That's so sad.
I mean, technically, it is a chicken body.
Why are you making me eat body?
It's a chicken body. Everybody said, because it is. Oh, my nose is itchy so bad. Somebody's talking about me. Are you getting it? I love you. All right, Miss Sarah. You start off with Thanatos, which is completion. What?
Oh, sorry.
You completely almost lost it?
I almost dropped a whole breast.
When you do like the whole table of shake, it's so funny. Everything just shakes. Are you going to eat all of it, or are you going to leave it down where Bear can eat the rest of it?
I'm going to put the rest of the bag on the floor so they can dine.
So they can dine?
Finally.
I knew that was fixing to go off. Miss Sarah. This is the completion card. It's also the support card. Abby said, dine like royals. If y'all don't think that these little shits are spoiled, we pay the cheese tax all the time. We pay all of the food taxes all the time. Trust me.
I don't pay nothing.
No, because I do. Mm-hmm. And there have been many a times when you have left steak and salmon and all kinds of stuff down so the dogs could grab it.
Well, that's not paying taxes. That's getting stolen from.
That's paying the tax. But you're right, it is kind of getting stolen from.
That's thievery and they don't tell you about it. Taxes is thievery and they tell you about it first.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. The whole jug of milk. Milk and chicken.
And carrots.
And carrots. With your little rollers and your hair looking all cute.
And water.
And water. Sweet. I'm training you well. You have 2 drinks. I've only got 2 right now, so you're all right. You just realized she sounds like Sass? Kind of, I guess, yeah. Kay has that real dry, like, But Kay has such a dry sense of humor that there's a lot of times I don't know if Kay's joking or
A
not.
lot of people think I'm stupid.
What?
Because what I do is I just straight up lie, but to me it's a joke, but to other people they think I'm serious.
But you do it so straight face that no one knows if you're serious or not, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, I can't tell you how many times this kid's been saying something to me, and I'm like, really? Mom, do you not know when I'm joking? No, I don't. I don't know. Because you're a smartass. And you're so serious about it. I love you.
Love you.
I need everybody to make sure that you manifest that it will not rain on Saturday night here because Kay's senior prom is Saturday and it's supposed to fucking storm and I'm not about it. So, yeah. We're going to make sure that it doesn't storm. All right, Miss Sarah. So, the completion and the support here. I feel like support is key. Things are ending, and then you're seeing where you have given support has been taken from you, etc. Here's why. Because this is the Feast of Plenty, which is choices and their consequences. There's going to be a lot of people that, if they have not already exited your life or you're considering it, they will be soon because this is the closing door and completion. I mean, I don't know how many more completions you can have, but with this right here, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to start suddenly getting their karma. They're going to start, and when I say suddenly, but they're going to start having a lot of issues. And it's going to be ones that you've either got some gut feeling about, got something that is, something just doesn't sit right. Everybody has met, whether it's friend, family member, friend of a friend, whatever. Somebody has come into your life. Everybody around you loves them. But there's just something. They're going to start showing who they really are. The people that you are on the fence about, that are going to start having all these really interesting, weird consequences happen to them, you're going to immediately know that those are the ones that need to have the door shut. They don't need to be around anymore. They don't need any of your support, and they don't need anything from you, if that makes sense. There are going to be people that are going to get their good karma because they have been doing everything they can to support you as you move forward. You're going to have a lot of things. I don't know why this is still high. Like, there is no fucking reason my sugar should be high right now.
Where's the kitty?
And there was Sass. He's doing everything he can to be up here in my lap, but then he just wants to paw at the phone or the cards.
You are so ungrateful.
Ungrateful?
That cat will not talk to me.
What? So why am I ungrateful because the cat won't talk to you?
Ew. That's my dog. It likes you.
So why am I ungrateful?
You won't love it.
I do. Sass grounded me. Sass came and took the cat.
Not like I will.
Because I'm supposed to be doing the work thingies. Sass came and took the cat. I got grounded. He was picking cards. I was putting his little ass to work.
I hate that cat.
And he was talking. He was answering questions.
I hate that cat.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
We hate each other.
No, you don't. Kay is a full-on Leo. Yeah. Kay is a full-on Leo. With too many Scorpio placements.
What does it mean if a dude's a Cancer with a Leo rising? Not bad.
A Cancer with a Leo rising.
And a Sagittarius moon.
That just means that he's dramatic.
Is Lucian dramatic?
Yeah, if that's Lucian, yeah.
He's got 2 other Leo placements.
Cancers are always a little bit dramatic. Water signs are always dramatic. But Cancers, Pisces, y'all win the water dramatic aspect. But the Cancers, they tend to be really, really happy or really, really sad. There's no in between with them. They're one or the other. And then Leos are like, they are the drama sign. Y'all are the drama sign. You are. And then Sagittarius is emotionally, as far as moon goes, that runs right alongside with Cancer. The emotions are either really, really high or really, really low. Like when Sagittarius is your moon. Does that make sense? Yep. So, Miss Sarah, I'm going to say that the next probably month is going to kind of suck, because you're going to be seeing everybody. You'd pay extra for a cat reading. Oh my God, y'all are funny. You're going to start seeing all these people around you that are going to be getting really good things happen or really bad things happen. And you're going to know damn well that the ones that all the bad things that are happening to are the ones that have been eating up everything that they can get from you. Start really paying attention. The problem too is that as you start really moving more into your path, because some things have been completed to where you can go forward, people aren't going to like that. There are going to be people that aren't going to like that. I feel like you're probably going to lose a lot of people around you. And so part of the reason I keep reiterating it is because I want to make sure that it's not a massive surprise to you because of this card right here. So this is the Prince, the Forgotten Adversary. This is sorrow and lost valor and serendipity. And so the lost valor goes along with a lot of this, in working really hard and helping people and doing everything you can to support them and make them happy and so on. And then finding out that they've been fucking you over, stabbing you in the back. It hurts, man. It hurts bad. So there's a lot of sorrow there. And there's a lot of, I tried to do this and I couldn't. I thought I was doing this and I didn't. But you're also going to see where everything has been happening for a reason with these people, with you completing aspects and moving forward. So the next few weeks are going to suck a little bit. They're going to be hard as you have a lot of people that are exiting your life. But it is going to be one of those things where I'm going to say in about 3 weeks, there's going to be a morning where you wake up and you get all this gossipy news about blah, 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 blah. And you're realizing, I am so damn glad that that person's not my life anymore. What were you going to say, Kay?
Oh, no.
Oh. Miss Angela Price, you are next. Well, we'll have to work with Vlad a little bit more. I'll have to give him a little bit of training on his card skills, and then we'll get some cat reads going. Oh my God, I cannot with this thing. What is that? You just, why are you cat hating?
I don't like that goddamn cat.
Why?
I don't like him.
Have you tried snuggling him and loving? Wait. Every time you've been at Lucian's, you've been snuggling on him and loving on him.
It just got a weird vibe.
Oh my God. You don't like the cat because he's got a weird vibe. He's a cat.
I don't like that cat.
I don't know what to say right now.
I don't like that cat.
Because he's got a weird vibe. Are you putting the whole thing of honey in your pocket?
Would you please take the cat?
You want me to take the cat?
Yeah.
Look at your picture I sent you on Facebook.
Oh.
This cat has been out just like this. Like just like
See,
this,
he just bit at
sleeping.
me.
You also smell like chicken.
Yeah, you kinda do.
Thank you, Miss Tori.
Come on, sit down.
The other night, he tried to bite my whole chin off because I was eating pork rinds.
Like he's so sleepy. Oh, are you done eating? No.
What are you doing?
What?
We're transferring custody.
Yeah.
Oh, you could, okay.
Like he's super sleepy. And he just wants to
Meow.
lay on his back. And he really likes when you like on the side of his face. He's
Y'all are literally treating him like a newborn baby and handing him off. Like Kay just went and sat down on the couch like she was getting to hold a newborn baby. You two are ridiculous right now. And you were laughing at me.
love face. I'm trying to do inventory, man. I'm trying to work.
By the way, Sass and Mahala have been busting their ass the last few days to get all the stones, not all of them, but most of the stones and stuff in the shop on the site for you guys. So this weekend it's on like Donkey Kong. If you're not a member of the site, make sure that you do, because make sure that you enroll as a member. It doesn't cost you anything, and I don't send out a ton of marketing emails. But I'm gonna send out a coupon this weekend. Just saying. All right, ready, Miss Angela? You what? Mm. Ooh. All right, Miss Angela, you are in a really angry mode lately. You are in a really, really angry mode. So this is Miss Angela Price. And then Miss Kelly Allen is next. Let me fix this over here. Hold on, Care Bears. Do you need to come here? Everybody wanted to see you. Come here, Bear. Oh. For those of you guys that have never seen the Bear, this is my Bears.
That's my Bear.
Huh. He's the sweetest boy. Yeah, he's the sweetest boy. Aren't you? Your breath smells like shit. I love you. Yeah, Mr. Care Bear.
So angry to just be around me.
What? He couldn't have got angry. Come here, Zeus. Your turn. Come here. Come on. This is the Zeus. My little old man.
Oh, I'll be back.
Whose breath also smells like shit. But that's okay. Can I kiss it? Zeus.
So loud, it's ridiculous.
So that's
Gross.
what this cat bag.
You want me to take them back?
Yeah, she's like,
I was listening to you, but you didn't like it. The cat didn't like it.
this is the most discombobulated, distracted live I think I have done in a hot minute. I'm sorry. It is what it is. We're going to blame it on all the cute animal lovins.
I hate those animals.
You do not. You do
I don't
not.
like animals.
You shut up.
I don't like them.
You're a mess. All right. Cats and K's and pups and sasses. Yep, yeah. So, Miss Angela, you start off with Abaddon, which is pestilence and malice and corruption. So this is some deep-seated irritation that's been festering to the point that you are your explosions are a little bit different. Instead of exploding like in an angry way, your explosions is to completely change the way you do something. Like you are one of those people that would Britney Spears it, chop off your hair, shave your head, whatever. That's your kind of explosions. Because right now you're seeing all of the connectivity, everything going on. Why this person is connected to that person is connected to this person is connected to this, blah, 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 blah. So you're starting to see where every single thing is connected for good and for bad. And I noticed that you said you'd been really frustrated with work lately. Seeing connections in work and seeing connections where that is bleeding out into other things is a really, really weird place to be. Because when you start to see all the connectivity at work and you see where it bleeds out, and it's not just your house, but it's other places. Every single person, it doesn't matter who you are. You work in some different industry where you have inside knowledge about some aspect of things. Let's just say, for example, shipping. Let's say like UPS. Say you work for UPS. So you'll hear people talk about, oh, UPS is great for shipping and blah, 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 blah. And you know the ins and outs because you've worked for UPS for a while. So you know all the shit and all the gossip. You know all the bad with it. Same thing with doctors, same thing with lawyers, same thing with customer service reps, same thing with IT people, same things with engineer, everything. So, Miss Angela, you work in an industry where you're seeing how everything petty and stupid in here, you're a realtor, oh my God, you really see it. You're seeing where everything inside really affects all of these other aspects. And with the interest rates on home loans going up, I'm sure that you, like I saw that this morning and I was like, holy shit, that's insane. I'm glad I'm not trying to buy a house right now. But seeing where all of that is connected pushes you, and this is a good time for you to really take stock and find clarity and organize the shit physically and emotionally out of all of the things that have been bothering you lately. When I say physically, maybe you walk into your office and you're like, I really can't stand that all of this stuff is weird. I need to rearrange my office. This is a good time to do that. This is a good time to rearrange furniture, to do a big spring cleaning, to organize everything, because physically, all of this right here tells me that physically you need to see something done. You need to actively see and feel and have something being moved. I'll get the past lives rescheduled this next week. So we'll get an email sent out to everybody. That's one of the only things I couldn't get rescheduled this week was those. So I haven't forgot. I got you, Ken. This is a good time to physically stop and organize everything around you. Even if it drives other people in your house insane. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Because you're headed towards this, and this is truth and justice and duty. With that aspect right there, that is a really intense look at every single thing around you. Good night, peace, honey. It's a really in-depth look at why things have been going here, why they've been going here, why they've been going here. There's not a lot you can do to change an industry, but there is at the same time. Does that make sense? That should make sense to all of you. I mean, it's no different with the industry that I'm in with all the spiritual aspects. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that people don't see or realize. And even though I'm just one person, I can start changing things here with me, things like that. For example, one of the things I do, and I try to make sure I do, aside from about to rip that fucking thing out of my arm, one of the things that I try to do is to make sure that you guys have a record of your readings, whether it's putting the readings on YouTube live like they are right now, or recording them and moving them over, which I'm in the process of doing that. I try to make sure to do that. If you guys have a private appointment, I make sure to do that. I don't have to do it. In fact, I don't know very many people that do it. But I know from me personally, I've had reads in the past where they weren't recorded and I wished I could remember something. And then I know that when I record reads for people, they'll go back and listen to it. And then they're like, oh my God, how did I not even hear that you did all of that? Like, how did I not even pay attention? So, yeah. Changing one little thing helps to change the industry, helps to start that cascade. So you're in a spot where you're walking into truth and justice and duty when it comes to your career and where you are with moving forward. If that makes sense, Miss Angela. All right, Miss Kelley Alien. I'm just kidding. And a lot of times, especially those of us that have a lot of shit going on, things get discombobulated. It's hard to focus when you have a lot of shit. It's hard to focus when you have a lot of craziness going on around you. All right. What is this doing right now? It don't know. All right. Miss Kelly Allen. You are so welcome, love. Hello, Ken. How's Massachusetts? Is Kelly here? Good. I'm glad I could help in any way. No, this is Kelly Allen. All right, Miss Kelly. I know you're probably going to watch this on YouTube later. So you start off with healing and graciousness and acceptance. And just because I know what you've been through over the last few years, let me just say that I'm proud of you for being here. I'm proud of you for being here. Okay? By getting to this place of acceptance, by getting to this place of being gracious with everything that you've been through, that's happened, that your kids have been through, etc. You've come to a place where you've been having a lot of really interesting revelations lately. And I would bet that you have been trying to I don't think you've been trying to make sense of things. I think that these revelations have been where it's like an interesting shadow work dive. When you go through a whole bunch of really hard things, you go through all the shadow work, all that physical top layer shadow work. You go through all of that first. And then you have to pick up the pieces. And then you go through more shadow work and you pick up more pieces. And it's just this cycle. But now you're at the point where you're having all of these revelations about I'm trying to figure out what I should say live and what I shouldn't, just because I know a lot about your situation. All of these revelations that they make you feel better about the whole situation. Sometimes when we have revelations, especially in shadow work and with healing, they end up bringing us down really, really far because we have to accept what we could have done better, or what we didn't complete, or what we did do great and it still didn't work. Like, we have to come to all of these revelations. With you, however, you're in a point of healing where these revelations are good revelations. They're happy revelations. And I know that you've been through so much that it's been hard for you to allow yourself to be happy. With these revelations, I think it's interesting that you also have the tidy house card. With these revelations, it's time for you to tidy up your space, but in a completely different way than Miss Angela. Where Miss Angela's was physical, yours is more emotional, mental. It's time to finally let some things go. It's time to finally shut that fucking thing up. It's time to finally allow things to be what they are. You've done all the healing, you've done all the graciousness, you've done all the work, you've done all the growing, and now it's time to clear out some of those emotions that you've been living in for so long so that you can move forward. Now, when I first saw this card come out, I was like, what in the actual fuck? Because you are in a really good place right now. Not only are you in a really good place, but you're moving toward a better place. So the set card is narcissism and short-sightedness, but it's also ambition. And I actually don't think that this is a bad place that you're headed, okay? Because I know that you've had so much craziness and turmoil and shit over the last few years that ambition is hard to come by. When you feel like you don't know what's going to happen on a day-to-day basis, when you feel like every time you turn around, every time you get a leg up, something knocks you back down, it's hard to have any goals. It's hard to have any ambition because why? Why? Something's just going to pull it out from under you anyway. All of this is such a good place for you to be that you're going to be finding your ambition and your drive again. And I think that this right here is fucking phenomenal. I can't wait for this Kelly. Not the narcissistic part, the ambition part. I can't wait for this Kelly. Because Kelly has been in this healing mode for so fucking long. I'm happy for Kelly to get back to this moving forward, blazing the trail again. Hope that makes sense, my friend. Miss Kimberly Doyle, you are next. I'm gonna drop half my cards. Okay, thank you. There she is. Of course. All of these cards doing the flip-flops tonight. That's funny. This card fell out, but it had several cards over it, and I picked them all up and put them in, and it came right back out. Can't make that shit up. Can't make that shit up. All right, Miss Kim. Ready? You start off with strategy and failure and trauma. I don't think that you're in a point right now where you're undergoing active trauma. And I don't think that you're in a point right now where you're having all these active failures. Okay? What I do think, though, is for some reason, these things have been playing over in your mind a lot lately. So you've been looking at failures. You've been looking at trauma. You've been looking at all of these crazy aspects of you and your path and moving forward that have cost you. And the thing is, we all have that. We all have that. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. Every single person has failures. They have traumas. They have times when they put all of this planning into something and it's completely fallen on its ass. Every single one of us has failures, but for some reason yours have been popping up way more lately. The absolute best thing that you can do as these things are popping up is literally don't take that call. You don't have to answer when that little voice in there is like, oh yeah, but remember back when you were 14 and this happened? Remember 2 years ago when this happened? Y'all all know. Every single one of us our brain does this stupid ass shit to us. When things are going good, we start to go, oh yeah, but you know about this and this. I know that it sounds stupid to say that you don't have to answer that call, but you really don't. You really, really don't. Anxiety can be one of the most naggy bitches, but you don't have to acknowledge it. Acknowledging it to the point of saying, okay, we've already dealt with this. We've already worked through these emotions. We've already hated that sound forever. And when it pops back up, you don't have to sit and think about it. I get tangled up in shit. I get really, really bad anxiety sometimes to the point that I drive myself up the wall. And so I have to actively have something where I don't think about whatever that is. Sometimes it gets so bad that I have to literally out loud say, fucking stop it. Or I'll do something like that to reset. Y'all that have anxiety, not just Kim, but y'all that have anxiety, almost every one of us has anxiety of some form or another. Almost every single person. In fact, I'm probably going to venture out on a limb and say every single person has anxiety in some form or another. There's no way you can't. There's no way you can't. By literally refusing to talk about it, to talk to that person, to talk about the situation, to be in the situation, to be around any of that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. By refusing to put yourself back in that situation. And by refusing to allow that anxiety to rear back up. Now, I'm not saying just to shove it back down and never deal with it, okay? But it doesn't have to rise back up and completely obliterate any progress that you've made. Because this is a moment where your whole psyche is ready to learn how to do different things. It's ready to learn how to let go of stuff, learn how to process, learn how to move forward. You're in an amazing uphill swing when it comes to your spirituality. Everything in our life is like a pendulum. It swings back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the harder you try to pull something to you, the more that it's going to swing further away from you. So if you just let things ebb and flow the way they're supposed to, it's always going to be just enough, if that makes sense. But the harder that you try to pull something towards you or push something away, that's more inertia that you're pushing or pulling, that it's going to swing back and forth. You're in an amazing, teachable phase of your path right now, because this is the time when things are pulling towards you. So harness that, but don't pull too hard, if that makes sense. Harness this amazing aspect, this amazing drive, of wanting to learn, of wanting to move forward. And just enjoy it as it's flowing. Don't let this call, don't let this trauma, don't let any of this sneak back into your life. People don't understand. Well, they don't want to understand. Most people don't want to understand other people's trauma, but every single person has had someone come back into their life at one point that has done them so fucking dirty. And every single one of us have broke. We've had that ex that was so horrible, but they came back and they changed and we believed them, or same with a job or whatever. And then we've had those ones where we've learned our lesson and we have said absolutely fucking not. Saying absolutely fucking not to somebody that you were addicted to in a relationship, that you had that codependent dynamic, saying no to that person is hard as hell. It is so fucking hard. So I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of you preemptively for when they start to reach out. Because here's the thing, this back here and where these two things are headed is to put you here. And this is NYX. This is secrets and subterfuge and vigilance. And this right here is a badass mamma jamma. I hate that fucking thing. I never want to hear that noise again. As long as I live, there's no way that bitch is still high. Like, there's no way. I literally ate 2 hours ago. There's no fucking way. This is a badass mamma jamma. I'm just letting you know. She is not someone that has to be bold and out front with anybody. She works on her own. She does what she fucking wants when she fucking wants. And most of it's under the cover of night. She's also not somebody you want to fuck with. Don't slide back to this. Okay? And I've been seeing a few of your comments where you said, I know exactly what this is, exactly what this is talking about. Good. I'm proud of you for being able to recognize it and move forward. And yeah, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for that. All right. Miss Kelli Odom, it's your turn now. I was like, there's the other Kelly, because I was like, she must have a reading waiting on her. Good night, Riku. You are so welcome, Miss Kim. That was weird. All right, Miss Kelly, hope you're still here. Ready? So you have truth and justice and duty. You're in a spot right now where you're looking around and you see all of these things that have been going on and all of these areas of your own life where you know you have to do the right thing. A lot of times the right thing is not the popular thing to do. The right thing is not the fun thing to do, but you have to do the right thing. And in doing the right thing, it requires that you walk away from a lot of situations, that you walk away from. I don't know if it's people, I don't know if it's a job, I don't know if it's family, I don't know what it is, but you have to walk the fuck away because that is the right thing to do. Sometimes we have to walk away from people because they can't get their shit together. And when they can't get their shit together, we can't continue to be their support. You can only help someone to the extent that they want to help themselves. Because think about it. If you had someone around you say that they have a terrible job, they don't make very much money, and they're just wallowing in it. They're just wallowing in it. You know, I never have any money. I never win. I'm never going to get a leg up. So you win the lottery and you give them, say, $500,000. Here, I want I want you to pay off your house. I want you to buy a new car. And I want you, you know, to make some investments. You do everything. You do everything that you can to help them get out of this rut. And then, you know, 2 months later, they're right back in the rut. They don't want to help themselves. So therefore, it doesn't matter how much help you're going to offer to them or give them or try to push on them if they're not ready to help their own self. Just so you know. It's like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You need to cut these people off. You need to walk away from this situation because this right here, you have a lot of plans, a lot of manifestations, a lot of things that need to happen, that need to come to fruition, that you need to be doing. You have places that you need to be going. You have things that you need to be doing. The universe has plans for you, and it's not this. It's not all this shit back here. Once you walk away from this shit back here, do the right thing and cut things off, and these plans finally have a wide open runway to take off, then you move into this. This is expediency and support and completion. The expediency is the thing here, because once these plans start to really pop up and once these plans start to happen and move forward, they're not just like, oh, okay, well, let's just slowly chug along. No, no, no. You've wasted a lot of time back here. And now it's time to rocket the fuck forward. So these people that you're walking away from are going to tell you how you're never going to be good without them. You know, you'll never find anybody like them and blah, blah, blah. You'll never have a job this good, whatever it is. We've all heard it. You might believe them for a nanosecond, but I don't want you to give it any longer than that. Because when you rocket forward and you see that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, exactly where you've been manifesting, there's nothing that they can say or do that's going to bring their situation back into your situation, if that makes sense. Why are you doing this? Miss Dawne T, you ready? Good night, Miss Abby. All right, Miss Dawne. You start off with where you are right now is fame and stagnation and pride. I feel like the stagnation is the big aspect of this. You feel like you're stuck, and for some reason there's a lot of pride aspect here that won't allow you to either walk away from something, admit defeat, whatever it is. And you know what? That's okay. I'm not going to say get over that pride move. I'm not going to say that. Because of this. Because this is the Watcher's card. This is a transpersonal card of just paying attention to everything around you. When you feel like you're stagnant, one of the worst things to do is to just sit and pay attention to everything around you. But, or you feel like it's going to be the worst thing to do. But. When you start really paying attention, I knew I was going to yawn. When you start really paying attention, well, hello in Spain. You start to see that maybe things haven't really been stagnant after all. You start to see that there's a lot of aspects of your life that either you have been holding on to something because you didn't want to let go of it. It has really been moving along. It's just taking a little bit for it to get there. That there's no stagnation in your life, period. In fact, when you sit down and you really look at everything that's going on around you and you really start to pay attention, and this is not something you realize in just a day. Like, this takes a few days for you to sit and start to notice all the patterns, start to see all the movements. And really, after a couple of weeks, that's when you look around and in one moment you go, oh my God, this is so much. This is the overwhelm and plenty card. That means, Miss Dawn, that when you have this revelation while you're looking around, you're going to find out that you weren't ever really in any type of stagnation, ever. Instead, you're overwhelmed. So it doesn't even have anything to do with you being stuck, because you're not. And what I love about this is where you're headed is healing and graciousness and acceptance. We all have healing to do, but that's not what this is about. The graciousness and the acceptance is realizing that where you thought everything was stagnant and the world was passing you by and everybody was moving up and you weren't doing anything, when you realize that what you were doing was actually exactly what you were supposed to do, but you took on too much and you were really, really overwhelmed with it, it gives you the opportunity to look around and say, okay, well, I don't want to be a part of that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. And I don't want to do that anymore. It gives you a chance to simplify the shit out of things. And that also gives you a lot of acceptance for your own self and your own path. When we realize, oh, you know what? I really don't have any passion at all for blah, 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 blah. We get to this acceptance of, okay, I am going to not do blah, 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 blah anymore, even though I've done it for 15 years. You see what I'm saying? So you're fixing to come into this whole new phase of your own awakening, because it's going to be an aspect where you let go of a lot of things that you've been continuing to do and be a part of just because you've done it for so long, or just because it was expected of you. So I would bet within the next 3 weeks, there's going to be a whole new dawn that emerges, and it's going to be fucking fantastic. It's going to be utterly fantastic. People are going to start to look at you like a little old wise man that knows all the things, Dawn. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. Let me refresh my list here. Make sure I got, okay. Miss Melissa S, you ready? Thank you, Jules. I appreciate that. Really, really, really. Thank you guys for liking and sharing and all the good thingies. I appreciate it. Hey, Will, how are you? Oh, don't you love it when carpal tunnel is your friend? And you drop out the cards all the fucking time. Don't you love when that happens? I mean, I love when that happens. Good. I'm glad you're well, sweetheart. I don't know why I gotta set them all up. I'm just gonna move them again anyway. Woo, okay. Trying to get my leg in the chair. Good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that that was the confirmation you needed. All right, Miss Melissa. I don't know if you're here or not, but I'm gonna have questions. Just letting you know. Somebody drank all my cherry Coke. I'm on a cherry Coke kick. It was usually like Diet Pepsi and Diet Dr. Pepper until I like just completely was ready to never ever look at one again. And then I'd switch to the other one. And now I'm hooked on cherry Coke Zero again. Haven't been on that in a while. All right, girl. You start off with a card that's very interesting. And the thing is, I don't feel like a lot of this is you. I feel like this is a situation or a relationship that you're involved in. This is short-sightedness, ambition, and narcissism. Aw, thank you, Phyllis. I appreciate that. I feel like this is a situation that you're involved in. There's a lot of narcissistic tendencies. There's a lot of short-sightedness. There's a lot of you being put completely on the back burner. There's a lot of you being completely forgotten about, period. And there's a lot of resentment. There's a lot of pain. And there's a lot of things that are going on. Got you. Okay, so you understand exactly what this is. Here's the thing. Every card from here on out is green. Green means go. Green is healing. Green is analytical. Green is financial. And I want you to notice that in this card, his skin is also green. In the situation that you're in right now, you're going to start to see you're going to start to see a lot of things not only be interconnected but intertwined to a level that I thought I was getting on, but I didn't. To a level that you didn't realize. This has good and bad ramifications. Because when we're involved in a situation like this and we start to see how far reaching some things go, and we start to see how close knit other things are, it opens our eyes a lot. Now, I don't think that these revelations and these connectivities are going to fix this. They're not. They're not. But what they are going to do is they're going to open up something interesting with you. I would not be surprised if they open up at least a couple of new paths for you going forward. Has nothing to do with the situation, has everything to do with you moving to be where you want to be. You shifting, you moving forward. I just keep feeling movement. This is the balances on one foot. With all of this movement, you're going to want to jump and move right away. You're going to want to jump on a situation right away. But the thing is, you can't yet. So you're going to have to try and shift and pivot and balance on one foot to be able to do all of the things at once. It's going to suck, and it's going to be really hard. It's going to be really overwhelming, but it's also going to be so fucking worth it. It's not even funny. Just this weird, crazy situation is going to push you into, it's like pushing you up a level. And it's going to push you into this. This is bravery and self-discipline and faith. Having faith in yourself and where you're going is such an amazing boost of self-confidence. Because, there it was, when you have faith in your own practice, in your own magic, in your own belief in yourself, your self-discipline suddenly knuckles down in a way that would make any drill sergeant proud. Would make any military person proud of the self-discipline that you have. I'm not saying that you don't already have self-discipline, but when you really start to rocket forward on a path, when you really start to shift and change and pivot, when you really start to see that this is in no way something you want to be a part of, that self-discipline and that bravery in cutting things off allow you to move forward and A, to heal from a lot of that bullshit, and B, to be amazingly successful. Why do I feel like you are considering going back to school? If you are, I would say that this is the time. Cutting off family has healed you and confidence. Good. I'm glad. And you have been considering it. This is the time. This is 100% the time. Miss Kimberly Schaefer, you are next, my dear. I keep having to look around because the way I've got my phones situated, I can't see my list very well this evening. You are so welcome, sweetheart. I'm sorry you're having to deal with that. It's hard enough when you have a family member that's close that's sick. And it's even worse when you have their family members that are acting weird, acting crazy, acting, insert, adjective here. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Miss Kimberly Schaefer is my next victim. Ready. Hey, Zane. What was it you were waiting on? There you are. Let me refresh my list here. Did you not get an email? You should have got a coupon to put you on whatever one you wanted to be on. There's Miss Kimberly. Miss Christine or Sass, I don't know if either one of y'all are here. Can we make sure that Zane gets put on whichever list he would like? Oh, okay. Okay. I know one of my ladies is here. We'll get it handled for you tomorrow, and I'll get you a list of like what I've got coming up, and you let me know which one you want on. Deal? And we'll just get you put on there. You don't have to mess with it. You're welcome. And I'm so sorry that I actually talked to I talked to someone today that she had an appointment with me, and she never got the email, she never got the link, like none of it. Even though I can, you know, in the system I see where it triggered it and it was sent, still didn't happen. So thankfully I was able to send her the link so she could come to the meeting, but unfortunately it's starting to happen a little bit here and there. So yeah. You got it, God's light. Will you send us a message so that way we can get you on? Yay, hey Aaron. So yeah, send us a message so that way we can get you on and get you made up. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys for being so patient. Everything, I'm starting to get caught up and it's making me happy. It means I'm working a crazy amount more than normal, which is already like so much, but I'm getting caught up, getting everything caught up. So I appreciate it, Zane. Not the link yet, no. We'll get that to you though. If you guys still have time to sign up for the soul retrieval on Friday. All right. Ready, Miss Kimberly? You start off with the ageless, which is healing and graciousness and acceptance. And just like Kelly Allen, whenever I read for her a while ago, I don't know if you were here for that. I don't know your situation personally, like I kind of know hers, but obviously you've been through the fucking ringer. You've been through the absolute fucking ringer. And you've come out on the other side of it. Healing happens in so many different ways, and sometimes we have to kind of like cauterize that wound so we can start to heal around where we've had to cut whatever that was off. And a lot of times that looks like 100% no contact with somebody. It looks like walking away from a job that we've had for 20 years. It looks like completely uprooting ourselves and cutting all of that old life out. And then just 100% flamethrower over it to cauterize everything off. And it fucking sucks. And it's hard. But in the long run, it's the best thing for us and what we have to do. You're moving into this aspect of acceptance. Because even if you cut people off, even if you do things like that, you walk away from things, you still have a point where you have to accept, okay, this is not a thing anymore and will never ever be a thing anymore. So when you're doing the acceptance thing, know that right now you're empty. You are at the bottom. There's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere down further to go, especially energy wise, because it's just there isn't anything left. This means that normally I would say you need to take some time for you and blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. I don't think you're like that. I don't think you're really that person. And I think that taking time to just chill and replenish, I think that you're a lot like me, and you would go insane. You'd be able to sit down for like all of 30 seconds to a minute before you are back up. So what I'm going to say is this, Kim. Give yourself a little time every day to just look around. Just sit down or stand somewhere pretty. Take a deep breath and just look around. Not quite looking every single thing over, but just like I'll go outside and stand on the roof for a little bit. And even though it's church row behind me back here, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. It's all these trees. It's green. Just stand there and take a deep breath and then relax. Just chill. Thank you, Miss Gail. How are you? You're up late also. Because by doing this, it's going to help you to see where there have been a few scattered things here and there that you can put together to make something amazing. This possibility for a union card isn't always about relationships. And I don't think that it's going to end up being something about a relationship. Because you taking the time to just kind of breathe and look around before you dive back into something else is going to show you where there are little tidbits of stuff hidden everywhere, hidden in plain sight, that you can grab and make something gorgeous with. Because you're headed into this, and this is the Lady of Masks, and it's beauty and vanity and surface appearance. In other words, a complete glow up. A complete revamp, rebirth of you and who you are, Miss Kimberly. And I think that this has been a long time coming, and I think that this is fantastic. And I think that you should be really proud of yourself for all of this healing and all of this graciousness you've been through. And even though people tell you, oh, well, you've been through so much, you need to relax and rest and take time for you. Some of us aren't built like that. And some of us can't sit and relax. And taking time for us looks like us knuckling down and moving forward. It looks like us completely running headfirst toward our goals. Sometimes that is self-care, by focusing on what we want, where we want to go. And I'm proud of you for that. Notice all the wonderful glowing orbs there. Just saying what I'm saying, my dear. And I'm proud of you. And I think this is fantastic. And I think you're not going to recognize yourself when all of this is over, to be honest. To be honest. Thank you, Miss Lori. You are so welcome, my dear. If it was freezing during your reading, it is on YouTube. So that way you can go back and listen to the whole thing. All right, Miss Sheri M. Good, good. Hey, Sass, I don't know if you're listening or not, but will you make sure that the tickets, if there are any left, are turned off for this evening? All right. Ready? This is Sheri. What did I say, Shelly? This is Miss Sheri. Well, all right. We went from one to awesome. 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 Okay. Knew that was coming. I was waiting to get it out so I could move forward. So you start off with the Exile, which is strategy and failure and trauma. So you're in a mode right now where your mind is so analytical. It is looking over everything that's happened, especially in the last year. I feel like a lot of yours is especially like 2023, the last year. You're analyzing and strategizing every single failure. You're looking over and analyzing every aspect of why you aren't where you think you should be. I don't think that you're judging yourself against other people. I think that you're judging yourself against yourself, where you feel like you should be and you're not. But here's the thing. I'm not going to tell you you're going about it wrong because I don't think you are, okay? But I'm going to offer a little lemon twist in there, okay? Because this is the beginner's mind card. I would highly advise you, as you're strategizing over all of these failures and all of this trauma, to look at things as maybe a 5-year-old would look at them. Kids in that 5-6-year-old range are super honest, and they ask some of the best fucking questions. Oh, you look so pretty. Okay. Okay.
Also, this thing, like, if I don't tie it shakes.
Okay. I have this stuff that, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like 2-sided tape that's made for dresses like that. So it won't slip in the back. Sorry, my kid's walking around in her prom dress, getting everything ready for this weekend with her hair up in rollers. All right. Thank you, Miss Sheri, for hanging on. I would advise you to go back and look at this strategy as a kid would look at it, as that brutally honest, like, well, why don't you do this? You know how sometimes when as an adult we're wrapping our head around a problem and we have 90 ways and we have to do all these 90 things, and maybe a 5-year-old standing there looks over at the table and looks at what we're doing and then goes, well, why don't you just drive over there? And at first we get mad because we're like, it's such a simple solution. We get pissed about it. We're like, well, I can't do that because blah, blah, blah. But then we get to really thinking about it later, and we're like, I really could just drive over there. That's what I'm going to encourage you to do. Because when this beginner's mind card comes up, this right here is all about looking back at something with completely fresh, open mind. And I really don't think you need to have a disconnect. I don't think that you need to take a long vacation. I don't think you need to do that at all. I think that it's just a matter of having that like 5-year-old aspect go, okay, this is stupid. I just need to do this. The next card you have is the benefactor, which is grace and generosity. These two cards together are both very, very childlike. They're very soft, they're very loving, they're very open, and they're very honest. I knew that was coming. That's why I was like, all right, let's just get the words out. Being really graceful and being very generous when it comes to other people doesn't have to be that you give them all your money or you let them walk all over you or whatever. Being graceful can also be being graceful with yourself, because when we look at things in a beginner's mind and we approach a situation, especially one that's very complex, with a very easy solution, we shame ourselves because, well, I should have seen that to begin with. Or we shame ourselves with, well, it can't really be that easy, because as adults we're taught that everything has to be fucking complicated. But it actually doesn't. So I want you to notice like how different the colors are here. You have all these like reds and dirty blues. There's blue and red in here, yellows I mean, and dirty reds and dirty blues, and everything is worn. Then you have these bold, bright, amazing colors right here. From the looks of these cards, these two in the middle, and how you went from that to these two, or you need to go from that to these two. It is shifting how you're looking at things. It is shifting how you are approaching your own self moving forward. And it is for a very good reason, because this is the Golden Empress card, and this is potency and magnetism. This is like a fantastic fucking card. That's why I was like, okay, we went from amazing to amazing. Great. The reason that I said I don't feel like you need a pause, you don't need to stop and do something over or whatever, is because this strategy that you have been looking at, these failures over the last year, it has really pushed you to make a lot of changes. It's pushed you to shift. It's pushed you in ways that you really didn't expect yourself to be capable of. So by changing the way you look at everything, that's going to bring this about. By changing the way that you've been I'm going to give you an example because I feel like this is going to help. Right now, you're coloring with a box of 128 crayons. You have the big box. You have every single fucking color at your disposal. And over half the colors never get used. Well, put that box of crayons up and give yourself 16. I'm not going to make you go to 4. Give yourself 16. That's still a pretty good palette to choose from. And you can overlap some colors and make something beautiful. But it doesn't give you so many choices and so many different ways of looking at things that you can't get to this. Because I think that's what's going on. You have too many choices, too many things, too many irons in the fire, and you can't get to this. So put the big, huge box of crayons up and just pull out that 16 pack. I promise you're going to get to this, and everything you've been manifesting, everything you want is going to start coming your way and falling into place like this. And then don't kick yourself because you didn't think of this earlier. I think that your brain is super analytical and you need to overanalyze everything. And so that's why you pulled out the big pack of crayons instead of looking at it in a smaller way. Does that make sense? Good. I'm glad. I'm glad that makes sense. All right. Miss Athena, you are next. You are so welcome, love. You are so welcome. I hope that helps. I really, really do. Because I can feel the frustration. And that first card, that strategy and exile, oh, God damn. That card is all about anxiety. Like it just, I can feel the anxiety from it. Hey, Miss Kelly. Yours was actually a couple ago, but I'm still live on YouTube, so it's on there. All you got to do is rewind slightly. Yeah, I asked to see if you were still here, and I was like, okay, well, I'm sure she'll catch it on YouTube here in a little bit. I figured you probably fell asleep. All right. Miss Athena, you ready? Ooh, you are super in transition right now. Okay. There we go. So you start off with the Ferryman, which is necessity and transition and focus. And the reason I said you're really, really in some turmoil, some transition right now is because a lot of times that transition is born out of a necessity. Don't know how your last 8 months have been, but apparently they have built up this need to change, to shift, to move. Like it's, and I think it's a forced need, if that makes sense. I don't think that it's just, oh, I feel like I should move. I feel like I should switch jobs. It's not something like that. It's okay. I just lost my job. Now I need to move. I just, walked away from this. Now I need to do this. This was taken out of my past, so now I need to do this. It's not a, oh, well, let me just try. No, no, no. It is a need. I need to do this right now. I have to do this right now. And here's why. I feel like you might be just slightly hard-headed. And I feel like maybe, possibly, maybe you don't always listen to the universe when the signs come up a little bit. So this need and this transition is because you need to move out of stagnation. And I don't think that you've been keeping yourself stagnant on purpose. A lot of times we get, I don't want to say stuck in a rut because I don't feel like that's the right thing, but we get stuck where we're comfortable. We know this is exactly a little hard-headed. This is exactly, I know that this person is exactly like this. I've known them so long. This is exactly how they are. So this situation is going to be like this because this person is like this and I'm like this. And then this is going to, every single thing that's going to happen because you've been around this person, this situation, this family, this job, all of these things for so long, and it's predictable. So you have a better chance of predicting what's going to happen if you stay in this situation versus if you move out of it. But when you move out of this stagnation, that's when things start to get amazing. And that's when things start to shift and change and grow. And other things that aren't for you start to fall to the wayside, like they shrivel up back there. By moving out of stagnation, it does bring up this. When you've been in a stagnant spot, in a comfortable spot for so long, the universe has had to put every plan that it had on you, on hold. So when you move out of stagnation, the universe goes, oh, okay, she's back. Well, there are now 94 things that need to happen. So we're going to go ahead and do 30 this week, and we're going to do 70 next week. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to the point that suddenly you have 500 fucking things going on. You started off with 90, but now there's like 500. And then you have to figure out how the fuck to balance all of that. And it's like balancing on one foot while you're juggling all the plates and everything else. But at the same time, you're super fucking happy because you're no longer in that stagnant spot. I think that it's something you've been waiting for so long that you're going to end up getting overexcited about all of this. Even when you go to bed at night and you're so overwhelmed that you are dreading getting up in the morning because you know that there's no physical way you can get everything done the next day like you need to get done. But you're excited at the same fucking time because you're not stuck in that rut back there. You're not stuck in that stagnant situation. You also have set at the end, which is short-sightedness and narcissism, but I don't think that that's what comes from this. I think the short-sightedness a little bit, but I'm going to explain that. Most of what this is the ambition aspect of it. Sometimes we do get short-sighted when we get very ambitious because we get tunnel vision. And in this case, seeing this focus back here, I'm actually not going to say to take the tunnel vision off, to take the horse blinders off. Because when you finally get to where you are moving out of stagnation and you are super fucking focused on where you're going, this ambition right here has every single right to put the horse blinders on you so you don't go back to the things that cause you to be stagnant to begin with. Sometimes we need the horse blinders so we can move forward and not get fucking distracted with our OCD or whatever anxiety issue we have. A lot of us, especially if you're over 30, I guarantee you have OCD like nobody's business. Well, 30, yeah, 30, 35. You have OCD like nobody's business. So, I'm so glad. I'm so glad, Miss Athena. This right here is all about you grabbing your own ambitions and running with them and not letting anybody pull you back into that stagnant shit. So I'm proud of you for that. It's a hard decision to make because people get super upset about what they think you should be doing when it doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh, Coach Misty, thank you for coming in and pushing me up in the For You page. I think that's super fantastic of you. Miss Tiffany Merriman, you are next, sugar. Hey, Susie, how are you, sweetheart? Hey, at least that one was a coach, right? You are so welcome, Miss Athena. Woo! Okay, shit. I was trying to pull this card out, and that card kept being like, me, first. So fine, it can go first, shit. You are so welcome. It's good to see you. Oh, okay. Gotta love it. Ready, Miss Tiffany? You start off with Anubis, which is obligation and preservation and neutrality. So you're in a spot right now where you have tried to preserve some aspect of, you've tried to preserve something really fucking hard, whether it's a relationship, a job, whatever. You have been doing everything you can to make sure it doesn't break. You've been hardcore preserving it so nothing happens and just holding it with kid gloves. But I think you know deep down that the thing is already broken and you're just holding it together. The minute that you let go of it, it's gonna. And I think that needs to happen because this card right here is the adaptability card. Let go of the thing. Let go of the thing. Because it's no longer something that you can physically preserve. If you were trying to, say this cup right here, while I was holding, let's say this was a ceramic cup. It is not. Let's say this was a ceramic cup. And while it was sitting right here, it busted. And I'm like, oh shit. So I hold it together. I mean, I can hold it together for a long time. Until my hands give out, right? Eventually, though, pieces of that are going to start to fall. Gravity is going to take control. Things are going to fall. And if you hold it long enough, it's going to crumble. It can't be fixed. There's too many pieces. It's too broken. It will never, ever be a cup again. So say this is a marriage. Eventually, if things aren't fixed and worked on in the beginning, those cracks get so deep. Those cracks get so hard and intense, and they completely obliterate pieces of that cup, of that marriage. And they can't be put back together again. And you can hold them together as tight as you can because you don't want to lose it, even though you're not happy. You don't want to be there anymore. But you don't want to lose it because you've been married for X number of years. You've been together for this long. Eventually, that cup is going to disintegrate. And you have to adapt to something completely new. You have to adapt to something different. You have to adapt to something that takes you on a whole other ride. The reason that you need to let go of this and the reason you need to adapt to something new is this. This is a karmic contract. You have some intense karmic contract with yourself in this timeline, no, not timeline, in this life, in this meat sack that you're in. You have something super uber specific you have to accomplish. And you can't do it unless you let go of that cracked cup and just go ahead and let it be destroyed. It's already disintegrating. And the problem is when there's some karmic contract that's going on, it's only a matter of time until the universe yanks the rest of this away and you're on your way anyway. Because you're headed towards this, and this is Morgan Le Fay, and this is growth and atonement and deceit. I don't think there's deceit here. I think there's a lot of growth, and I think there's going to be some inner atonement. But the thing is, even the inner atonement, I don't think is a big thing. I think this is just when you go through a spiritual awakening and you have to go through a dark night of the soul, y'all, that's atonement. That's atonement. Because when we go through a dark night of the soul, we have to look around and go, oh my God, I didn't do this, or I did do this, or whatever it is. You have to go through that. So, Miss Tiffany, you have to let go. Just saying. You have to let go. Okay. All right. Miss Amber Dunbar. So I have Amber, why do I keep saying that? Amber Nancy. How do I say this? Is this Chalis? I'm saying it wrong. Angela and Caitlyn. Chalis. Okay. So I almost had it. All right, Miss Amber. I don't know why I'm trying to put an N in the name Amber. My brain is just... My brain is not here. All right. Amber. Oh, Amber. That's totally like a fucking backwood redneck. That's not even a good Oklahoman one either. Amber. That's how they say it here. Amber. It has an I in it. You get an I in it when you come to Oklahoma. Amber. Okay. Huh? He's hungry?
He went straight to his plate, sat in the empty plate like...
Because he knocked it on the damn floor. Oh my goodness. He's a mess and a half.
He's still so good.
Aww.
His eyes always wiped out.
Huh? Oh yeah, I'll wipe him out whenever
he just woke up from a nap. Sorry, he's probably gonna terrorize you all night because he was so snug.
You know, I thought he was gonna be a crazy little shit last night, but he really wasn't. He was for a few minutes, and I put him down. I was like, "Look, I'm not gonna do this. I'm fucking exhausted." And you know, he was like nipping at my fingers and stuff. I was like, "And I'm done." And I put him off the bed, and I heard him come running around in here for a little bit, and I heard him run around the floor, and it couldn't have been 5 minutes. And he was back up there, and he was meow, I said, oh, you ready to go to bed? Meow. So, yeah.
Yeah, he slept good.
So, yeah. All right, Miss Amber. Ready? Oh, I got my feet up. I ain't stupid. My feet have been up ever since. Miss Amber, you start off with the thinker, which is knowledge and instruction and reinvention. This is an interesting place to be. And now that I look down at this, I'm like, okay, I see why those cards had to come out. A lot of yours is, why am I yawning after a deep breath? That's stupid. A lot of yours is reinvention. I have a feeling that you've probably spent the last year reinventing aspects of yourself, reinventing who you are, where you're going, how you identify yourself. We all identify ourselves as something, whether it's from our job, from our background, from whatever it is. But you have spent the last year really deeply and intensely going back through every bit of Amber and trying to reinvent all of the different things that go along with being you, or being the new you. Not really being you, being the new you. You've been literally reinventing yourself. I don't think you realize how deep that's been happening either. I think that you've been doing it, but I don't think you realize the progress that you've made. I don't think you realize how far you've actually come. And I think that if you could go back and talk to yourself a year ago, 8 months ago, you would go, why the fuck do you think like that? Like, why are you doing this? I think that if you could go back and talk to yourself a year ago, you would want to smack your own self in the forehead. Because you're at the point now with this reinvention, with this Operation Amber Phoenix going on here, that you have two different paths that are at the point where you can merge these things. I don't know. You changed jobs about 8 months ago. Congratulations. I don't know if they've really poked their heads up yet, completely up where you can see it. But these two aspects right here are two massive things in your life. Two things that are really important to you, to who you are. That they're two massive things that build a foundation of where you're going. It's a foundation of where you've been, but it's a foundation of where you're going. And I think that over the next week or so, probably 2 weeks at the most, these are going to really be cleaned off a lot. This is the Tidy House card. It's clarity and organization. Thank you, G-Roar. I would start by physically doing some stuff, physically cleaning up some things. Not a complete burn to the ground, deep spring clean, but I would start just here and there, organizing this, cleaning this, organizing this, cleaning this. And I think that is when these two things are going to pop up. I think that they're there, and I think they've always been there, and I think you just need that little tiny reminder, that little push. And in cleaning up, I think that they're going to pop their little heads up. They're not really little. They're two big, massive things. But they're going to pop their heads up to where you're going to look at them and go, oh my God, why have I not thought of this? You've been working on changing yourself physically. Congratulations. I have every bit of faith in you, especially after seeing this, because this is the Hades card, and this is wisdom and inevitability and equality. The inevitability part here is really key. Really key. When I say cleaning up to find these two things, I really think what's going to happen is you're just going to be maybe dusting a shelf and see a picture or a trinket or something like that and go, oh, I haven't done that in a long time. I remember I used to love that. I used to love that place. I used to whatever. And then something else is going to pop up in that same way. I don't think it's going to take a lot. I think it's a little tiny thing. And you're going to go, oh, man, I used to go there too and love that. And then it's going to be like that aha moment. Like, why don't I put that and that together? Like, it's literally going to be something like that. That's why I said I don't think this requires a complete tear down to the ground type of spring cleaning. It's inevitable that you're going to change. It's inevitable that you're going to shift. It's inevitable that you're still going to organize and tidy up some things. And it's inevitable that this foundational aspect right here is going to pop back up to the point that you are able to merge two amazing foundational pieces of you, of your life, of your path, into one glorious golden road in front of you. And I'm really, really proud of you for this reinvention. I'm really proud of you for this reinvention. I think it's fucking fantastic, my friend. And don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything stop this reinvention. Don't let it stop your physical reinvention. Go absolutely be that fucking phoenix. Be that chameleon. I can tell that you've been through a crazy amount, girl. I hope that this was confirmation. This thing right here, though, this possibility for a union aspect, yeah. I think that when you see the two things, I think that you'll even underestimate how big of a deal it is until you really dive into it. Just letting you know. Good. I'm so glad. Miss Nancy Garcia, you are next. I just realized over there is like the biggest fucking mess. Little tiny kitty man. You are so welcome. Uses the litter box just perfect, but there looks like somebody did some kicking. Some kicking of some things. Oh, what did I just do? There we go. Stop it. All right, Miss Nancy. He'll take all the smooches. He's definitely a lovey little kitty. Isn't hims with his weirdo feet. Oh, really? Wow, no pressure on my part. No pressure on my part. I'm watching him jump in the air at a piece of lint. You know, when you clean out the lint in your dryer, and sometimes there's a long piece, but like that, it looks like a fuzzy, weird worm thing. I guess he pulled it out from in there because the like laundry room is right there, and he's cracking me up. He's cracking me up. All right, Miss Nancy. So you start off with short-sightedness and ambition and narcissism. Now, I have a feeling that within the last 6 months, you came out of a situation where it was so fucking toxic that you were starting to be toxic as well. I love you right back, Gavin. That you caught yourself sliding into that toxicity as well. And I think that when you had that moment of, oh my God, I can't do that. Thank you, silly kid. You had that like, I can't be like you moment. that it caused you to take a step back and see how short-sighted things had been getting. When we get in it, and please don't take that as me saying anything bad, because every single one of us has been there. I was married to someone for so long that our marriage was so fucking toxic. But I got so wrapped up in it and wrapped up in that day-to-day stress and drama and anxiety. And I realized that I was playing just as big a role in this toxic marriage as my ex-husband was. And when you have that epiphany of, oh my God, I'm doing the exact things that I hate, it's a wake-up call. Every single one of us has been in a toxic situation, whether it's a relationship, a job, family, friends, whatever it is. We've been in something and we've gotten so caught up in it that when we finally realize it, it's like we just slapped ourselves in the face really fucking hard. And we're mad at ourselves for slapping ourselves in the face. So you had this situation going on until you had that kind of epiphany. And you realize, like, I don't want to do that anymore. It wasn't just that you can't do it anymore. You didn't want to do it anymore. So you've been in this really interesting spot. I love this card and I hate this card because the artwork is really pretty, but you can't see it. Like, it's so hard to see, especially on camera. This is the divine feminine and the cosmic womb. So you've been in almost this incubation. Almost this incubation period for the last 6 months. You've been sitting and kind of just thinking. I don't think that you've been doing a lot of movement because I think that you've been waiting. I don't even think you know really what you've been waiting on, but you've been waiting. But I would say within the next week and a half, there's going to be a shove. You are going to be moving out of this incubation period. This is the dust devil and moving out of stagnation. You are going to be shoved out of this gestation period. Like, there is no sitting still any longer. There is no just relaxing and coasting. There is no more thinking. There isn't any more pause. When this card appears, it's not something small. It is a humongous shift, change, move, go, 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 go. And to be honest, it does fucking suck, especially when you've been in a gestation period and you've just been kind of chilling and going along with the flow. And then suddenly you go from 0 to like a sprint run. And then that turns into like 5 miles or 10 miles. And you don't even know where you are anymore. So, hold on to your butt. Hold on to your butt, because you got about a week and a half before things take off. So, like, get yourself some good running shoes, get your big girl pants, like all those things. Like, hold on to your butt. Because you also have the Hades card, which is wisdom and equality and inevitability. And really, are you climbing up shit? Holy fuck. All right. Now I'm a little freaked out. Okay. That was him. I was like, wait, that wasn't him, but it was. He was just hiding under there. I was like, please tell me something didn't just touch my leg. You've gained all the wisdom. Like, you literally already have the wisdom from this fucking situation. The one thing a toxic relationship, a toxic job, a toxic situation teaches us it teaches us that we can't sugarcoat anything for ourselves anymore. Period. But it's inevitable that you have this massive shift and move forward. And to be honest, I think that you know it's coming. I think that this is kind of confirmation of some gut feeling that you've had going on. I wish I could tell you more about where it is that you're headed, but I have this really intense feeling that it is more of a wide open road than you realize. And I think once you get on the road, it's going to scare you a little bit. It's like the first time you drive on, you know, a 6-lane highway with bumper to bumper traffic, but everybody's going 100 at the same time. And then after you're on there for a few miles, you get the hang of it and you're zigzagging in and out too. So yeah, that highway is so wide open that I think it's going to scare you at first. And then when you get comfortable with it, like it's... Good. I'm so glad I could leave you speechless for your first reading. Good. Little happy dance. Well, I'm sorry that you went through a situation like that, Miss Nancy. I hate that anybody has to go through it. We all do. Some of us repeatedly, because we're, I almost said stupid, but we're hard-headed as fuck. So I'm glad that I could help, and I'm glad that I could offer some insight on that. And yeah. Yeah, I hope that helps. Such a major spiritual growth in the last year. Good. I'm so glad. I'm proud of you. Spiritual growth is, and you're a Leo too. I won't hold that against you, I promise. I love Leos, man. I just want to mom all of them, like all of them. I don't care how old you are. I'm going to mom you. All right, Chalis, you ready? Did I get it? It's Chalis. How many people, I'll bet nobody gets your name right, do they? You have one of those really cool names that, like, once you know how to say it, you can't go back to the other way. You know what I mean? But, yeah. You know what? That's too many. So I have my wool wrap over my legs, and he's down here playing with the fringe, and it's the funniest thing. Oh, it's wrong all the time. Oh, I'll bet. I'll bet. What is up with this fucking card? Okay. Well, huh? He is in here laying under my wrap, playing with the fringe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Or he was. Oh, yeah, there he is. He's a crazy boy. Oh, shoot. It should be... Is it right here with these paintings? They were supposed to have brought it up. Shit. Sorry. It looks cute. You were so funny. You gonna walk downstairs? No. All right. Ready? So you start off with set, which is short-sightedness and ambition and narcissism. Now, let me just say that I can tell right away that you are extremely hard-headed. You're extremely hard-headed. I'm not going to say stubborn, because I don't really think that. I don't think that. I think that you're hard-headed and that you want what you want, and that's what you're going to get. Stubborn people know they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, or something that's not for them, and they just fucking keep doing it anyway because they're stubborn and not going to let anybody tell them any different. Well, I guess that's a lot like hard-headed people, but hard-headed people, man, yeah. So this is short-sightedness, okay? Let me say it that way. It's short-sightedness. Because you've had your eye on a goal, one particular prize. Like you've had your eye on this prize right here, like a little, right there, like that little tiny thing right there. You've had your eye on that. That's what you want. That's what you're going for. Nobody's going to tell you different. You're fixing to go through, I think you've also sacrificed a lot. I think you've given up a lot. I think that you've worked really fucking hard. And it's like the more you claw toward this goal, like you claw and then it's like you get pulled back. And then you claw and then you get fucking pulled back. And it's just like this never ending bam, like that. So you're fixing to go through an interesting time. I would say really over the next like 6 weeks. And it's going to suck. Please don't shoot the messenger. Like, please don't shoot the messenger, okay? Because you have lost in space, which is needing direction. And then you have spiritual narcolepsy. When this starts, when this shift happens, and I don't know if it's this getting pulled back again. I don't know if it's getting pulled back further to where you realize you can't keep going. I don't know what it is, but there's some major, mega, massive wall and just that comes down in front of you. That it's going to leave you reeling for a little bit. It's going to make you really legitimately feel fucking lost. And the thing about feeling lost is that at first it's kind of funny. You know, we're like, oh, I'm fucking lost. But then it gets really scary really quickly. Especially whenever, well, with the path, it gets angry right away. And then it gets scary because you get angry that, you know, motherfucker, I have literally worked for this. I've done this and this and this. And you start to go through in your mind like all the things you've given up and all of this bullshit. And like you just get angry as fuck. And then you get upset and then you get scared because you've given up all of this stuff. You've given up all of these things. You've done this and this and this, and you feel like there's nothing to show for it. And then you start to back off of your own spiritual self. It's not even just your path sometimes. You start to back off of your own spiritual self. You start to back off of the very things that were pushing you to get to that little thing right up here. I don't think that this is going to last very long at all. Like I said, 3 to 6 weeks. I don't think it's going to last long. It's going to feel like for fucking ever and a year while you're in this. But it's not going to last long. This is a reset. And so on those times when you're looking around and you're stressed and you're trying to figure out like what the fuck is going on, why is this happening, I want you to just remind yourself it's just a reset. It's just a reset. It's just a reset. It's not going to make it super easier, but it's going to help you in that in your mind it gives you something. Okay, it's just a reset. It's going to be over. I just have to kind of wait it out. I just have to kind of let it go. Because what you have on the other side is bravery and self-discipline and faith. You know, okay, here's exactly what I want you to look at it like. I can't remember which Batman it is, but it's the one with Christian Bale where he ends up in the pit down there with Bane and he's fucking broken and he can't move and he can't fight and everything else. That's what this is. Like you're in the pit with Bane. You're in the pit. Except you're really not getting the shit beat out of you by some big mutant dude all the time. You're just broken. You're just healing. So I want you to look at it like that. Like it's just a reset. That was his head that just hit the bottom of the chair. Oh, Lord. He literally just got his bell rung. Had to make the joke. I couldn't help it. He's okay. He's okay. He's just that little crazy kitty. He's playing with the bottom of our app. But I was just like, I know that was your head. You're going to hit your moment of bravery when it comes to moving out of this and letting go of a lot of this one little thing that you've been working for. It'd be like if you trained to be a knight your entire life. Your entire life. You spent training. Because you wanted to go fight in this one war over here. Say, I don't know, country A over here. There's been a war going over there as long as you've been alive. You want to go fight because you know you're going to win it. And 2 days after you get done with all your training and you get knighted, the war's over. Well, you've been training your whole life for that, and now it's not a thing anymore, and you can't go. You can't do it. Everybody's coming home. So what do? Well, because you are a brand new knight, and because a lot of people have been, you know, they're not coming home from war, now they need palace guards. Now they need, you know, a personal knight for the prince or the princess or whatever. Do you see the other opportunity that opened up? But you have to give up that one thing that you've worked for so long. Maybe not give it up, but let it shift and pivot. Pivot. Words. Pivot. Let it pivot. Isn't that the word? Pivot. That's a whole Oklahoman right there. Let it shift and pivot. Like I said, I don't think it's going to last long. I think over the next 6 weeks, if that. But you're going to come out on the other end like this. This badass, scary-ass warrior that nobody is going to fuck with because nobody's going to fuck with you. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Doesn't mean it's not going to suck for a couple weeks, because it is. Because you're going to feel totally fucking lost. But it's a good time to focus on yourself physically. I'm just going to say that. Because when you have a lot of spiritual narcolepsy going on, the good thing about it is you don't have to worry about the spiritual shit. When you feel disconnected spiritually, guys, I'm not going to say stop trying, but stop trying. And I know people are like, what? Just pause for a minute. You don't always have to be, oh, I'm sorry you've had a rough time for the last 3 years. Yes, take care of you. You don't always have to be pushing forward spiritually. You don't always have to be making leaps and bounds. You don't always have to be reading 2 books a day. You don't always have to be doing that. Does that make sense? Him's a mess. All right, Miss Caitlyn, you ready? Well, I hope that helps, sweetheart. And I hope that it kind of shows you where did you let him on the table? I thought you didn't want him to pick cards anymore.
I was showing him popcorn and candles.
I'm not ready for him to pour candles yet. Good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that it's given you some clarity on some stuff. You're gonna have to let me know what the shift is. Inquiring minds want to know. So I have Miss Caitlyn and then Miss Angela C, and I think Miss Angela is my last one. Let me look. Yep. So Miss Caitlyn and then Miss Angela. Ta-da! All right. Good, good, good. Yes, yes. Fill us in. We want to know. Maybe we need to have one of those lives where it's like, where are they now? And, you know, have everybody give us updates on your shit. Well, Bodie said you're going to be fighting them alligators down there in that Louisiana town. You been fighting them alligators? You shut up. You think it's funny. Sass over there talking bad about me and my cat. In his mind, he's like, well, I ain't pulling a card for you then. Oh, really? All these first reads tonight. No pressure at all. Well, you start off with Morgan Le Fay, which is growth and atonement and deceit. So what this tells me right here, especially looking at all of these, which we're going to talk about in a second, is you just went through a really, really huge period of growth, and you're still in this period of growth because you realize that there have been a lot of people around you that they've just flat been lying to you. Not only have they been lying to you, they've been hiding stuff from you. They've been making sure that you thought, you know, it was red when it was really blue. Like, they've been doing everything they can. I don't know if it's really like that they've been gaslighting you, but like they've been doing everything they can to deceive you. They have been operating under, it'd be like you thinking that, you know, you meet this person, they're fantastic, you date them for a couple of years, you get married, and then 10 years down the road, find out that they never loved you at all. They just wanted to marry you for your family name or your money. Like that kind of hurt, betrayal, deceit in there, like that kind of shit. And the reason I say that is because then you have the power of community. This is gathering round. And then you have the beginner's mind, which is the first breath. So what these two cards tell me is that you're fixing to go through, you're still in this period of growth, and you're fixing to go through this really interesting, I think you've been through like the taffy puller with the emotions back and forth. And now you're about to be in a spot where you're seeing who's really on your side. You're seeing who really has, don't look, who really has your best interests in mind. You're seeing who your friends are and who they aren't. And with this power of community, it's also going to be bringing in new people into your life, because you can't, I know people are like, oh, you can never have too many friends. I mean, sometimes you can. Sometimes you can. You can't keep up with everybody. Like, you're only one person. But when people vacate your life, the universe usually brings in other people. When all of these toxic ass motherfuckers that have been lying to you for so long are now pushed out of your life and gone, all the situations are gone, now you have the opportunity for your tribe to be pulled in, for new people to come in that belong in your life. I always love to see this card, because when you look at things and you look at the world the way that like a 5 or 6 year old kid would, someone that's just stepping out into the world on their own for the first time, it's scary and it's exciting at the same time. And the way that somebody who's brand new to something looks at a situation, looks at a job, looks at a relationship, anything like that, the way that someone brand new looks at stuff is always so refreshing and so unique, especially when they go, oh, well, have you ever thought about this? And they give you an idea about how to do something that you've never thought about. It makes sense. You've been dealing with this for months now. I'm so sorry you've been dealing with it for so long. When some of these new people come in and they bring an idea to you about doing something a certain way, at first it's going to probably irritate you because you've been doing these things the same way for so long. But then I think once you think about what they really say, it's going to make a massive amount of sense. Some of these new people that are going to be coming into your life in the next few weeks, you're going to instantly know that they're supposed to be there. Really? But at the same time, some of them may not be there for, you know, years and years and years. They may just have to come in because they need to show you XYZ or impart this knowledge, and then they need to leave again. But they're definitely not these first group of people over here that have been lying to you on purpose for so long. I'm so sorry. That is such a shitty place to be. It's such a shitty place to be. Betrayal like that is, it's just hard. Really hard. Really hard. Where you're headed to is utterly glorious. Because this is the Arthur card, and this is nobility and compassion and self-realization. This is like the golden era, basically. Going through all of this bullshit, seeing who your friends truly are, and then moving forward in a completely new manner is literally going to put you in a place, you know, those people that are like, I'm doing the best I've ever done in my life. That's where you're fixing to be. I would say that over the next few weeks, probably 5 weeks or so, you're going to end up with a couple of new friends, a couple of new people in your path. And I would say over the next 5 months, it's going to make a massive change in you to where it is absolutely like growing out of petty ass spite for a little bit, because knowing that you're becoming something so much better just to show these people that betrayed you and hurt you how amazing you actually are, that's a powerful motivator. But in the end, you're going to realize that I have to yawn 60 times during your reading. In the end, you're going to realize that those people were the catalyst. They were the catalyst for you to find who you were really supposed to be, to look at things in a new way, and to become this. Okay? Oh, wow. Your ex made up rumors and a bunch of lies and caused your friends to drop you for the... Oh, wow. I'm so glad you're already making new friends. I'm so glad you're already making new friends. And that makes me so happy that some of this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad you're already on the gathering round aspect. And thank you for waiting so long. I appreciate it. So I hope I did good for your first read from me. What are you doing? I heard you over there. Come on, I'm over here. All right, Miss Angela Christian, you ready? And then after Miss Angela, I am going to go curl up with a tiny dog who is already in the bed and a tiny kitty boy. You are so welcome, sweetheart. Well, all right then. We're just going to throw all the cards. What the heck am I hearing? Hold on. Oh, is that you? What am I hearing? Were you making a weird noise like a cat? No, it's not what I was hearing. It sounded, unless your coughing sounded like metal. Oh, yep, that's what I was hearing. I literally thought something metal was on the porch scraping. With Sass coughing. What the fuck? All right, Miss Angela, save me from hearing the weird things. Woo! All right. Miss Angela will be my last one of the evening. I have been reading for, well, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Including the kitty cat read. Ooh, okay. Miss Angela's in the very middle of a glow up. Okay. I don't even think you realize you're in the middle of one. You start off with the Lady of Masks. This is the Shaper. This is reclamation, reclaiming yourself, vanity, and surface appearance. I think that you're actually here right now, and this is the empty well. Right now, you are, I think that you know you've been in this spot. I think that you know you've been working toward being, and I also have a feeling that a lot of the fuel for this is spite, is being petty, because someone has hurt you really deeply. I totally get it, so please don't think it out. I totally get it. But you are full on in this mode right here. You are reclaiming who you are. You are changing your appearance. You're being the best version of you ever. But at the same time, you are utterly fucking exhausted. I think you are at this very bottom of the well. There's nothing more. And with you, I am going to say this. Tomorrow's Thursday. The weekend's coming up. I would highly recommend between now and Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, don't do shit. I mean, probably go to work. But lay around on the couch. Go take a drive somewhere. Take a break. Don't do things. Don't be trying to push forward. Don't be stressing about your appearance. Don't take a staycation, lock yourself in the house. You know, nobody needs to know you're home. Because you need to literally just sit and replenish you. The reason I say that is because the next card is the universe is your partner. This card right here is all about being in the right place at the right time. It's really hard to be in the right place at the right time when you feel like shit and when you feel so drained and empty that you can't even function. Trust me, I know. It's really hard to be in the right place at the right time when you have all of these aspects going on, all of these crazy things where you can't continue on this path of reclaiming yourself. When this card pops up, the universe is fixing to put all of these amazing little beep, 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 beep. All these little notches, all these little signposts in the road of here's where you're going. And there's no stopping the roller coaster. Like, this is you strapping in the roller coaster, and this is the roller coaster taking off. And there is no getting off the roller coaster until the ride is done. I think that you set out to be one thing. You set out to make changes, to do different things, to be a different person. And the fuel for that change might have been something that a lot of us have used for fuel. Somebody hurt us, so we've used that for fuel. Well, look what you lost. But now it's morphing into this. And this is the King Arthur card, which is nobility, self-realization. This is a fantastic place to be. It's a fantastic place to be. Because in going through all of this change and this shift and this, you know, I am going to be better and fuck you, look at this, you know, like in going through all of that, it shifts people. The fact that you have exhausted yourself and you are at the bottom of the empty well is a good thing. It means that you've been doing every single thing that you were supposed to do, that you needed to do to move that reclaiming of Miss Angela forward. And now you've done what you're supposed to do there. It's the universe's time to take over so you can become this. I will say that becoming this is absolutely not this. And it is going to be a complete, I'm just going to say a 90-degree turn. I don't think it's really a 180. A 90-degree turn. When you come out on the other side, you're going to realize that this is who you needed to be all along. But just know that, again, you can't get off the roller coaster. You can't get off the roller coaster. Right now, you're getting strapped in. You're sitting in the, I don't know if you're a front seat person or a back seat person. I used to love both. But you're getting all strapped in. And there's no getting off the roller coaster until you hit here. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying what I'm saying. So, that is everybody on my list tonight. And with that, I am going to turn YouTube off over here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this evening.